Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, this is a very interesting reading, and I can't wait to get to it. I'm using the Healing Light Tarot. I'm reading on Saturn. Now, why would you think that Saturn is interesting? Well, did you know way back when people considered Saturn our sun? And apparently something happened, and Saturn, like, is it a dwarf star now? So it's not our sun anymore, and we have a new sun. Did we tumble somehow out of orbit and end up closer to this sun? Anyways, a lot of lore about Saturn being our sun. And I've been sitting on this, and I found it very interesting that the day Saturday is named after Saturn, and the Jewish people, our Saturn is their Sabbath day. And did you know the planet Saturn makes, well, what we call now the Star of David in its rotation, which I find that very fascinating. Also, Saturn, also Jewish and many other cultures, Muslims, other cultures, and Mayans, I believe, way back when, said the day started at night. So as soon as the sun went down and you could see Saturn in the sky, the day started. And even today, Muslims and Jewish people start their day at night. So, for example, on Fridays, on Sabbath, Shabbat, I believe they call it, Friday night before the Saturday, because Saturday is their sacred day. As soon as the sun goes down, they start their meals and whatnot. And then Saturday is the day off, and then Sunday actually starts Saturday night. and they aren't the only culture that does that. And I'm wondering if it's because you can only see Saturn at night, so that's the start of their day. So I'm going to ask the cards: was Saturn our first sun and now is a dwarf star? Was Saturn our first sun and now is a dwarf star? And I find it really fascinating that after Judaism came Christianity, and Christianity follows Sunday. The sun is named, Sunday is named after the sun. And in Christianity, the days start when the sun rises versus when Saturn rises. So when did we shift from our days start when the sun comes up versus our day starts when Saturn comes up? All right. And I find it really fascinating. There's a lot of things that, even though the big three Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, Christianity seems to be the meat of the sandwich. For some reason, they don't follow a lot of the same as Judaism and Islam. For example, Judaism and Islam don't eat pork. Christianity does. Their day starts at night. Ours starts in the morning. There's a lot of other things as well, and I'm wondering why it skipped over, and Islam felt it was best to follow Judaism rather than Christianity, right? Because Islam started, I believe it was 600 years after Christianity. So I find that kind of fascinating as well, even though all three are Abrahamic religions. Why was the breakaway with Christianity? All right. Also, part of it may be we're talking about the Middle East, where it's very, very hot in the day, and you really can't get a lot done when it's 40, 50 Celsius. And so do you wait until night, till the sun goes down, to get things done, to do your laundry, to clean the house, to work, right? Even though it's dark, at least it's cooler. So is that where the night the day starts at night. That could be as well. And that occurred to me when we were living in Spain, and everybody took like 2 hour siestas in the middle of the day, and they wouldn't even start supper until 8 o'clock at night. And I was just like, what? Like coming from northern where we're done eating by 6, I just thought that was so bizarre until someone explained to me, well, that's just because it's so hot. They don't want to heat up the house, so they don't even start cooking until 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. A lot of them in the summertime don't eat until midnight, it just because of the heat. So anyways, let's get back to Saturn. Was Saturn ever at any point our source of light, our source of sunshine? I guess it would be sun. Well, if it's actually a dwarf star, it would be. Was Saturn ever our sun? Was Saturn ever our sun, our source of light? Was Saturn ever our source of light? Our source of light. Was Saturn ever? Cards are ready. Page of Swords. Research it. Research it. I just want to make sure. Ooh, death, transformation. Interesting. 9 of Cups in reverse. Tower in reverse. Oh. King of Wands in reverse. And that's King of Fire. There's something here. Something definitely happened. Something definitely transformed. Definitely. I'm going to say this little Page of Swords because they're messengers is you're on the right track. So there was something definitely happened. There was some kind of transformation. We have the Tower here and the King of Wands. Who's the King of Wands? Page of Wands. Page of Wands on the Death, Page of Swords. I think we're on the right track, but if you look, both of these cards are going this way. So maybe we even have to go back into the past even more. King of Pentacles in reverse. So that would be Earth. Earth and Fire. High Priestess in reverse. Now the High Priestess is the moon, right? Is that how our moon was formed? Because they suggest when this cataclysm happened, that's why there's no record of it other than passed down, is because the earth was decimated. Well, of course, it'd be like a pole shift, right? Oh, look at that. The clock agrees. 10 of Cups in reverse. The Empress. The Star. Oh my Lord. You know what the star is? I just said. The Saturn creates the Star of David in its rotation. The star. What's underlying here? 2 of Pentacles. So 2. I think we're on the right track. I think something happened. It has something to do with the moon. I think the earth was decimated, and then the Empress came and the Empress is pregnant with possibilities, creativity. It's also Venus. It's also Venus. And then here's the star, hope and healing. What a dark star. Dark star. And then here's the 2 of Pentacles, maybe like the Sun and the 8 of Pentacles, lots of earth. The Devil in reverse. And Saturn is known as the devil. Justice in reverse, karma. and Six of Swords, Queen of Cups. I think we have to go back further, but I think there's something there. I think there's something there. I think there's some kind of cataclysm or something has happened. And I'm getting almost getting a feeling as if it was like almost like man-made, perhaps. Because we have two kings here, and then we have the Queen of Cups. And she's holding the cup up as if in victory, as in, and plus we have the Empress upright. What's going on here? Six of Cups in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse, the Fool upright, and the Four of Swords in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, I think we have to go back even further. I think there was some kind of cataclysm. Now, Jason from Archaics has mentioned before, like the way where we are in the solar system doesn't make sense. And the fact that we're tilted at 23.5 degrees doesn't make sense. Apparently there's a mathematical formula, and where we are plunked it doesn't make sense. So either it was done on purpose, that is like a simulation, or we were flung out of some other orbit. So was the orbit around? Let's just ask the question, is Saturn a dwarf star? Because that would answer a lot. But I'm getting the message we have to go back further. Is Saturn a dwarf star? 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 Or here's a thought as well. Was Jupiter the star? Because Jupiter is just a gas mass, a mass of gas. And was Saturn our home? That's us. So is Saturn a dwarf star? Upright positive, reversals negative. Is Saturn a dwarf star? Upright positive, reversals negative. Upright positive, reversals negative. Is Saturn a dwarf star? Upright positive, reversals negative. Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Wands upright, Queen of Cups in reverse, Death upright, and Seven of Cups in reverse. Is that all fitting in? Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Soft yes. Ooh, Nine of Swords upright. I think, yes, we're on the right track. I think we're on the right track, especially with this Death card here, that it's transformed. These wands that we're getting, I'm getting like an explosion type of thing. And we're getting so many pentacles. I have to wonder if Saturn was our old Earth, and perhaps the rings are an ancient moon. So I'm getting like some kind of soft yes here. Let's ask, was Saturn our ancient home? Was Saturn our ancient home? And perhaps Jupiter, because Jupiter is massive, was Jupiter our star? Was Saturn our ancient home? 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 And perhaps that's what the ancient, the Sumerians and Jews and whatnot, they remember that. Was Saturn our ancient home? Was Saturn our ancient home? Cards are ready. Page of Wands, Four of Cups, the Emperor in reverse, Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands. Wow, Three of Cups upright, and Strength. Only one in reverse. Yes, Saturn was our ancient home. Absolutely, Saturn was our ancient home. Wow. What's underlying? Star in reverse. So if Saturn was our ancient home, was Jupiter our ancient sun? 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 I wonder if something happened and Earth was actually an ancient moon of Saturn's and was flung out of orbit when something happened to Saturn and we landed where we are, and because our proximity to the sun, we created Earth. But there's a lot of moons that they say could be a second Earth around Jupiter and Saturn. Is Jupiter our ancient sun? The Emperor in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse, Nine of Wands upright, Ace of Wands upright, King of Wands in reverse, Four of Pentacles upright, and the Hierophant in reverse. 1, 2, 3. No, it's not. No, it's not. What's the underlying? Page of Swords. Research it further. But there's something here because we do have an ace. We do have an ace. King of Wands, and the Hierophant. And the Hierophant. So no, Jupiter wasn't our ancient sun. Was Earth an ancient... I wonder if you're still with me. Was Earth an ancient moon of Saturn's? 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 Nine of Wands in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, Three of Pentacles upright, Ten of Cups upright, Ace of Pentacles upright, Knight of Wands in reverse, Five of Pentacles upright. Yes, absolutely. Here's the cataclysm. Look at all the wands. This is fire. Look at all the fire. Look at all the earth signs here. Even this Five of Pentacles, it's like they're leaving. Look at all the debris falling down, and they're getting out of where they are and they're going towards Earth because of the explosions that are going on. Look at the explosions. Look at the families that got to Earth. Plans, and you think, or the moon, what we call the moon right now, or what was a moon? What was a moon? And perhaps there was another explosion and it pulled it right out of orbit, right? Here's the Five of Pentacles. It's out of orbit. Here's the explosion. Yeah, embattled death, plans for a new Earth. These are Earth symbols. Here's the happy families, joys, they made it. Boom, out it goes. What's the underline? Yeah. Look at the explosions that were going on, and they say that Saturn's rings are actually like moons that have exploded. So, you think about it, that's not that far fetched off. Like, if something was happening to Earth, could we get to our moon? And then our moon is knocked out of orbit to somewhere else. And I think we've kind of picked up on it. I honestly do. I think that, okay, Saturn was a dwarf star, but it was also our home. Both things can be true at once, right? So it becomes a dwarf star, and then it becomes like a planet that you can inhabit. And something was happening to Saturn, some kind of explosions or whatever. Maybe it was like volcanoes or hit by asteroids. Maybe it was man-made. We did get a lot of kings and whatnot. Maybe it was some kind of intergalactic war or some such thing. A lot of people got to a moon on Saturn, and there was another big explosion, and that moon was knocked out of orbit and put where our Earth is now. And because of its proximity to the new sun, it became our Earth. And it became somewhere that we could inhabit. Do you know that a lot of people don't realize this? Water is not, no, water is not from Earth. Earth can't make water. You're like, what? Yes, we have water, and that is due to massive asteroids and possibly a moon exploding, but they were frozen solid. And it landed on Earth and created our oceans and whatnot, and then the Earth and everything. So perhaps we were a moon on Saturn that was frozen, and once we got closer to the sun, all that water melted. So the peoples that managed to survive this kept looking in the sky for Saturn, for home. And once they found it, they started worshiping it. And Saturday, long story short, over long time, and they realized, let's make days, and Saturn was their day. And because they worshiped Saturn, Friday night became their start of worshiping Saturn, because it had to be nighttime that they could see Saturn. I don't know if any of this is true. I'm just using cards to kind of explain a mystery. And my cards actually are pretty clear about what happened. And to this day, the Jewish people worship Saturn. They wear a lot of black. They worship Saturday is their Sabbath day. That they at night is the start of their day. They actually have a different calendar than us, rather than follow the sun. And that's the truth. And like I said, Saturn makes a Star of David. If you give me a moment here, let me see if I can pull it up on my phone quickly. Well, it wasn't called a Star of David then. Saturn, Star of David. Images. There's the Saturn's hexagon. And there it is. It's because that's the Saturn's hexagon. And it makes there it is again. So that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Who knows, right? And like they say, we'll never know the truth, because in the cataclysm, you don't have pen and paper to start writing things down. Very, very interesting. All right. Well, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that actually happened, or do you think it's a possibility? How would the ancient Jewish people know that Saturn made a hexagon in its spinning? How would they know that? Do you think ancient, like 6,000 years ago? How would they know that? How would they even know that was Saturn? Think about that. All right. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. If you have other planets or other interesting ancient mysteries like that you'd like me to investigate by the cards, this one wants to come Page of Pentacles. And the Knight of Swords. Well, there's different messages, that's for sure. All right. So if you want, again, if you have any other questions, ancient mysteries like that, or if this triggered something in that you'd like to know, like, let's investigate Mars, let's investigate Venus. Like, did we ever at one point live on Mars? Were we Martians? All right. Take good care. See you in the next one.